So it's like, it was 15 or 20 minutes till 12 o'clock. I says, Your Honor, I says, I would ask that we break early for lunch here, and, you know, so, and then I'll continue my cross-examination. He says, well, what are you going to continue cross-examining him regarding? I says, Your Honor, I'm going to ask him to explain the differences between the documents you have on your desk and the documents that he has presented as his evidence. And the judge, of course, realizing that, yeah, the law says the jury can't see it, but it doesn't say you cannot use it as an impeaching tool with the witness. Okay? So, you know, even though the jury will not be able to see it afterwards, and they can't see it, maybe look right at it, it can be placed in front of the witness. So anyhow, I asked the judge. He says, and realizing he's in front of a jury, that maybe there's somebody on the jury with a brain, and maybe realizing that some of them would realize that. He goes, well, I guess that could be allowed, or would be allowed. And he goes, continue, Mr. Brailer. I asked about 3 more questions, or there was something else where I was going to set this chiropractor up in another little lie, you know, get him to, you know, reassert another lie. And the judge goes, Mr. Brailer, you're wasting the court's time. Now, excuse me, was there an objection from the other party? No. Once against the judge. And, I mean, this is like I don't know what you call it, a ruling. Mr. Brailer, you're wasting the court's time. I'm terminating your cross-examination. You may come back after lunch and conduct your direct. I'm going, you know, I'm buried. I'm dead. Bill of Rights, Constitution, right to present relevant impeaching evidence. There's even a law that states any officer of any court who conceals evidence shall forfeit his office, never again to work under any office of the United States. Right to cross-examine, not limited time or until the judge thinks you're wasting the court's time. Wasting the court's time, I just told him exactly what I was going to do with my continuing cross-examination and impeachment, and he is now trying to figure out how to get out of the mistake he made, saying, yeah, that would be allowed, which wasn't a mistake. So anyhow, my case is dead. Oh, by the way, the chiropractor turns to the judge. You know, he's in a witness box, and he turns to the judge and he says, Your Honor, do I have to come back after lunch? And the judge goes, like, do you want to come back after lunch? Like, as in, you better get the hell out of here, because I don't know how much more I can protect you. And there was a break, or maybe it was lunch or whatever, and I went and sat down. I had a friend that had come down to watch the trial, and she says to me, I can't believe what the judge did to you. And I said, what are you talking about? She says, while you were up there, the judge motioned to have that bailiff stand directly in back of you. He was so close that he was implying that you might at any moment jump over the bench and attack this witness, or maybe jump over the bench into there, you know, into the juror box. And that's what it was implying. And secondly, I don't think these people listened to a thing you said, because they were so distracted by why was this bailiff being ordered by the judge to stand right behind me. Which brings up the other point. We need a camera on the judge at all time. A camera on the judge, a camera on the witness, and a camera on a document table so that documents can be recorded on film. This recorder should be in every courtroom. I don't care if it's a traffic court. There should be 3 tapes made simultaneously so that either of the party there's a court's copy, there would be a copy for the plaintiff and a copy for the defendant, and they can pull that tape and put another one in and review that tape at any point. Law says, Constitution, Bill of Rights, court shall be of record. They have these typists in there that are working for the judge. You call in to have a transcription made. You know what it costs to get a transcription made? It's $300–400. For one thing, it's an unbelievable cost. Traffic court, they just have an audio tape. Costs you $10. Okay, it's usually available within a few days. These recordings, a video recording, should be available immediately so that they can take that tape and review it, even if it's during the trial. They should, if they bring their own camera to play it in, they can review it. I am never going to go into another courtroom where it's not a court of record and where we don't have a camera on the judge with the 3 tapes being made simultaneously. There's no excuse for this not to happen, except that it would reveal all the criminal activities these judges are conducting in the promotion of frauds by their public fucking kind against our insurance companies. Now you're going, well, I've never been injured by this. When you're buying insurance for whether it's business insurance, liability insurance, or anything else, what you're buying insurance against, what you're, I should say, refilling the troughs, the pig troughs of, are what they are feeding their attorneys and the chiropractors that create the that fabricate these frauds, that feed the attorneys. And keep in mind that for every fraud, the plaintiff's going to hire an attorney to orchestrate the fraud under the judge's expectation of protection from the court, and the defense is going to have to hire an attorney to protect himself, except that the attorney of the defense is not going to dare present evidence that demonstrates that a fraud was conducted if it is going to be shown that also the plaintiff's attorney knowingly suborned that fraud. In other words, you know how you put a stop to the system? You put a camera on the judge, you make records immediately available. You do not allow the judges to raise objections. That's what the attorneys are there for. You strip them of the ability to promote fraud against the public. So where was I? So I come back after lunch. I just basically go up on a stand and give my story, you know? In other words, I wanted to use those x-rays to question the judge regarding these markings, to get him to lie about them if possible. I just came back. I mean, I was devastated. I came back, told us my rendition basically of what occurred through the accident, through my conversations with Mrs. Nicholson. I did get a show I think I did show a bunch of the pictures I'd taken, her washing the car and things like that, as proof that she did not have an injury. Totally ignored.